So I'm going to be reading some urban legends. So if you get scared easily or you don't like scary things, don't watch this. Watch one of my other videos. I've done gaming. I do covers. Basically, just watch any video other than this one. So we're going to be reading some Japanese urban legends. Now, my grandfather told me I should read some urban legends for a YouTube video. So here I am. And the idea for Japanese came from my sister May. She's all like, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean urban legends are the best ones. Stay away from the American ones. They're more gory than anything else, and they're not scary. They're gross. And I believe her. I've seen a couple of them, and they're gross. So where I'm getting my stories from is scaryforkids.com, which my sister May recommended because she reads urban legends all the time. That or Wattpad. But I don't want to read Wattpad. So I decided to go somewhere where she knows there's a bunch of scary things. So the first one, let's find it. I haven't found one. I'm looking on the website. Let's read The Red Crayon. I've read this one. The Red Crayon is a sad, disturbing story about a young couple who buys a house that comes with a complete unsolved mystery. It's based on a Japanese urban legend. A married couple who just returned from their honeymoon decided to buy a house. The couple were very happy because they had managed to buy a house very cheap. And it was in a nice neighborhood and only a short walk from the shopping center. One day, the husband was walking down the hall when he spotted a red crayon lying on the floor at the end of the hallway. The couple doesn't have any children, so the husband wonders where the crayon would have come from. Perhaps the previous residents left it behind, he said to himself. He casually threw the crayon away. The next day, the husband came home and found another red crayon lying in the same exact spot. He was very puzzled and decided to ask his wife about it. The wife grew very pale in the face when he had told her because she had been seeing the same exact crayon since the day they moved in, and she was only seeing it when she was cleaning, and it was always in the same exact spot at the end of the hallway. The husband was standing in the hallway and wondering about this weird phenomenon when he noticed something was not quite right. The hallway was too short. So he decided to tap the walls at the end of the hallway and heard a hollow sound. Curious, he began peeling off the wrapping paper or wallpaper. Despite his wife's protest, and behind the wallpaper they found a pair of sliding doors, as if someone had carefully hidden the entrance behind, as if to hide a small room or closet. The husband discovered the sliding doors had been nailed shut, so he got a hammer in his toolbox and started prying the nails off one by one. After he got off the last nail, he opened the sliding doors to reveal a small, hidden room. Looking inside, they saw white walls of the space were covered in scribbles from red crayons. And over again, the words, "Mommy won't let me out, Mommy won't let me out," were scribbled all over the wall. So basically, they found out that a child or someone had been locked in there. So they're saying it's a child, was locked in that room, which, one, very sad, which is why it's a sad, disturbing story. So, let's read another one of these. How about face powder? Okay. The face powder hag is a demon from Japanese mythology. She tries to trick pretty young girls into her special white face powder, claiming it will make them more beautiful. The face powder hag is an old woman who walks through the snow wearing an oversized hat, leaning on a cane and carrying a vial of white powder. That's weird. Her wrinkled face is caked in layers of white makeup. She appears on cold nights asking pretty young girls if they would like to try some of her powder. She says if they use the powder, it will make them more beautiful. However, as soon as the white powder touches your face, the girls experience a horrible burning sensation and their skin starts peeling off and they begin to rot, falling, and their face falls from their skull, leaving nothing but a hideous skull. And the white powder hag steals the flesh, and uses it for her own purposes. That is short but disgusting. But that's not a bad one. Okay, let's do a couple more. These aren't as long as I thought they'd be. Okay, this is one called Icicle Woman, which is intriguing me. The Icicle Woman is a ghost story from Japan about a man who meets a ghostly woman who is beautiful and slender as an icicle. The story is based on Japanese folklore and is called The Icicle Wife, or Tashara Ona. I'm going to call her the Icicle Wife if that name pops up, because I cannot pronounce that, and that is wrong. So, there was a man who had never been married. He lived in a small house in the wilderness of Japan. He was very lonely and longed for someone he could spend his life with. One winter morning, he gazed out his window, and when he happened to notice some icicles hanging from outside of his house, he said to himself, "I wish I had a wife as beautiful as those icicles." That night, a knock on his front door. When the man answered it, he saw a beautiful woman standing on the doorstep. Her body was long and slender, and her face was pale as snow, and he invited her in from the cold. As time passed, the woman never left, and the couple fell in love. Don't knock over my tablet, please, Elizabeth. And they decided to live as husband and wife. But there was a small problem. The man noticed that his beautiful wife never took a bath. Ew, one. Two, my camera drooped, so I'm gonna stand like this. And she refused to discuss that. I mean, if she refused to discuss that, why didn't you just leave her alone? Okay. One day, the husband had enough. He grabbed his wife and dragged her into the bathtub, and the screams and cries and the trying to wiggle away from him, he threw her into a piping hot bath, and there he slammed the door shut behind him. An hour passes, the man could hear silence, and there was no splashing sound coming from the tub at all. And thinking it was strange, he opened the door and peeked inside. It was empty. His wife was gone, and all he saw was floating in the water was the hair comb his wife always wore. The man was heartbroken. He assumed his wife had left and ran away. He decided to move on with his life, and a few months later he met a new woman, and they fell in love. And she came with him, and they passed the months happily together when winter came around again. At that night, there was a heavy snowfall. The man looked out his window and noticed a huge icicle under the leaves of his house. He went outside, knocked it off, but there was a woman standing outside in the snow. He recognized it. It was his wife. Inside the house, the new woman heard a terrible, agonizing screech. She rushed outside to find the man lying in the snow. He was dead. A single huge icicle had pierced right through his eye and penetrated through his brain. So, his wife was the icicle. And since he threw her in a hot bath, he killed her, and she killed him. One, revenge is never the answer, or anything. I think I want to read one more.
How many had you read?
4, I think. 3. I read The Red Crayon, Icicle Woman, the white powder, face powder. Let's try The Purple Mirror. That one looks fun. The Purple Mirror is a Japanese urban legend about a cursed word. If you still remember the phrase, by the time you are 20 years old, you will die. Years ago, a Japanese girl who was very vain and spent all her time staring at her reflection in the mirror, and had given her the presents she had been given the present by her mother, and the girl cherished it more than anything. It was her sole prized possession. Can you hold that light? Oh no, there we go. No, you don't have to hold it. I got it. Yeah, no, you're good. You're pulling it back, actually. The girl was desperate to be beautiful and developed anorexia and starved herself to the point she was painfully thin. As time went on, her health became worse and worse, but no matter how pale and beautiful she looked, when she gazed into the mirror, that's not how she saw herself. One day, she decided to decorate her mirror. She painted it purple. When she looked into the glass, she was disgusted. She no longer saw herself as beautiful. She saw a really pale, thin, ragged mess with bones protruding through her leathery skin. Horrified, she smashed the mirror into pieces, but afterwards she regretted what she had done. On her 20th birthday, the girl was in the middle of making preparations of her coming-of-age party when she was hit by a car and killed. As she died, her last words from her lips were, "Purple mirror, purple mirror, purple mirror." After the funeral, when her parents searched her room, they could not find the purple mirror. Rumors about the girl spread throughout Japan. After her funeral, some young people were found dead under mysterious circumstances, all of them dying before their 20th birthday. There were no cause of death, but in each case, shards of purple glass were found in their bedrooms. Ever since that day, the words purple mirror have been cursed, and it is believed that anyone who remembers the phrase on their 20th birthday will die. Yeah. So, that's that scary thing, I guess. But they're urban legends, they're not true.
If they are, then fine.
These ones aren't. These ones are made up. I think that's all I'm going to read. I'm going to read scary stories next time. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!